All right, so they're still working on the roof, getting that taken care of, but it's moving along pretty good, as you can see. And now I'm in the process of wrapping up. I've been here, I had to come here today to do a walkthrough with a potential plumber. This was my third or fourth plumber that I have had come by to give me estimates on what needed to be done. And I wanted to kind of do a brief video on how that works. I didn't want to videotape him, he's new for me anyway, but you meet with a bunch of different prospects, you get good videos like I showed you guys before. You take very good videos ahead of time when you're purchasing the property, just to get a ballpark of what it would be to do it. But now we're homing in on the actual, this is what needs to be done. I want an exact number on what it's going to be. Get multiple estimates and bids. Okay, now I have my own team. A lot of you have your own team, your own people you're working with, and you're comfortable with them. You don't have to do it as much, but it definitely pays, and I'm gonna tell you why. So let me show you. I have done. I'm converting a bathroom from a half, which I've told you guys, to a full. So I've already demoed the wall that was here. I've taken the walls out because we're gonna do the all-in-ones, and they go straight to the studs. But the water heater was here, so I have to relocate a water heater. There's some plumbing down there that we don't want to take a risk on, so I'm going to have them. That goes to the tub in the other bathroom. I have them replace all of this so that we don't have to worry about anything under the walls after we've installed the shower. And I'm putting a pan here, so they're going to be cutting a drain out there. So there's a lot of work here, but I help out, and you should help out as much as you can so you can get less money on the estimate or the quote. Demoed all of that. That's ready for that. They're going to be installing a new toilet. We're putting a new vanity. We're also going to have them change these out so that, again, as much as we can make new, that's what we want to do so we don't have any potential problems in the future. So that's one of the main things that's being done. This bathroom right here is getting totally gutted. All of that's being demoed. I am going to probably reglaze the shower and the tile, which I never do, but I think I'm going to go ahead and do it. And then also we're moving a water heater from that back room to this closet here. And also all the demo, y'all saw some of my family help with the demo in there. All the demo, the kitchen is being done here, washer and dryer connections, and a water heater on the other side. This was an issue here. I demoed all of that, took the drywall out. We have to replace studs here, clean all that up. There was some water damage and then some piping. So now, scope of work for plumbing, but let me explain to you why it's important to get a bunch of quotes. So, the first quote I got was for almost $15,000 to do what we just covered, okay? That's definitely not in my budget for this house. Initially, I wasn't even gonna convert, so my budget was not even half of that for plumbing. My initial person that came through, 15 grand. Now again, these are not people I've used before that I trust. These are new people that are coming in, new companies. Initial was 15,000. I got another one that came in and gave me a little bit lower, but still around the $12,000 range. Much higher, twice as much as I have budgeted for plumbing for this house, okay? So I kept looking, did what I could do to make the estimate cheaper. One tip that I would give you guys that really works, don't use the word, when you use the word converting or conversion, I'm converting a half to a complete, immediately you're getting double-digit quotes, just because the word convert. And so I try to stay away from certain keywords that I know when they're doing their estimates, when they see that keyword, they're 10 grand plus. So I just tell them, look, lines are already in there, let's walk it. They can see some of the demos already been done, and I show them that I know what I'm talking about. I'm not just someone that doesn't know anything. They come into a 90-year-old lady who doesn't know anything and says, hey, I want to convert, or I want to convert a bathroom to this and that, and they immediately hit them. But when they see, you know, hey, here are the lines, this is the type of plumbing lines that I have. I don't want to change them all out, or I do. I want to use PEX, I have copper, there's PVC. They know that they're dealing with someone that knows a little bit about it, and so they're not going to hit you as hard. They're still going to hit you, but not as hard. The last person that came through, he's actually right there. He's out there right now putting my quote together. Because initially, the first bids I got were crazy. I knew I was gonna have to do something to try to come up with that extra funds to do that. But he asked me straight up, you know, what is your budget? Sometimes that's good, sometimes it's bad when a contractor asks you what your budget is. So I was a little hesitant, explained to him the whole situation. I didn't initially plan on doing a conversion like that. This is a flip. This is something that I don't have a whole lot of leeway on it. He understood. He also pointed out things that the other didn't. They were under the crawl space, but they didn't point out to me that my plumbing lines aren't even hooked up right now. The toilet that I have in here is not even hooked up to the drain, so it's flowing into my crawl space. The vent that we had that was going up, and I'm having the roof done. He told me, go ahead and pull that vent out. We're gonna not use that vent. So while they're putting the roof on, we can pull the vent out and they can cover the top of that. And I appreciated that he caught that, and we did. We got it just in time for the roofers to be able to cover that hole and put shingles over it, because we're gonna do the vent inside the actual vanity or the cabinet. So I gave him my budget. Remember, my first estimate was about 15 grand, right? I told him, listen, I don't want to be over 5-6 grand for this. I just can't. Whatever I need to do, I'll do to try to make it down. And he looked at me, he said, you know what, I understand what you're doing. I know that you guys are flipping and blah, blah, blah. I think we can do it. And he asked me if he wanted me to pull the permits, which I started on, or he could pull the permits. He said it's easier for me just to pull the permits. So I told him, listen, that's the kind of person and the kind of company that you want to work with, all right? Very trustworthy. They know what you're working with. You're not going to try to nickel and dime me. And I told him, if you can get it within that $5,000-$6,000 range, I will sign the papers today. We can start working on when you can get scheduled to come in here and do it. He's out there right now writing the estimate. He told me he'd give it to me in 30 minutes, not 2 days like some of these others that I was waiting on. 30 minutes. And I told him, if I can get that estimate in that range, I'm signing the papers, we're gonna move forward. And I'm excited about it, because I went from a first estimate of being almost $15,000 for this plumbing, which I did not have in the budget, to now somewhere hopefully between 5 and 6, which will end up being 7 when it's all said and done. So I'm excited about it. This is why you have to go through a bunch of different companies getting estimates. Now, you should do this ahead of time. But when you're buying a house, you do not always have time to bring in 3 and 4 different companies to give you estimates. That's not realistic. I know that's how you're taught to do it. That's not realistic. You have to have people that you trust. You have to shoot very good videos when you do the walkthrough, know what to look for, know what to show on the video, send it to them and get a rough estimate of what it's gonna be before you actually purchase a property. But to think that you're gonna get everything when on a property that you're trying to fight 100, 200, 300 people to get off the market before they get it is not realistic. But anyway, so I'm excited. The roof is being done. It'll be done today. Looks like I'm gonna end up finally getting my plumber that I'm gonna be using to get the plumb, and it's gonna be within a budget that I expected. And I'm excited. And we'll move on to the next project, which is gonna be getting the ceiling and some of the drywall done. All right, God bless. Until the next video.